Let me know when I get closer. Open up the sky for me. When you say I'll dig much deeper, I will shout.
Oh, you got stars, stars in your eyes. I know it from the way you make me feel so alive. Like I'm up on a mountainside, gazing at the night sky, but I'm just looking at the stars in your eyes. Time I see it, takes me by surprise. You're so strange. Thinking about the days we were young, we were younger. Innocent in our ways, we were young, we were younger. Nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. You touch me if you never, so let me give it back to you. Singing as I stand from afar, I once more someone who would sing where you are.
What's up, everybody? Hey, happy Wednesday. Good to see you all. Judy, I got to tell you, you can turn that down. I got to tell you, Judy, I saw you dancing away. Good job out there, building the energy. Hey, Joan and Caroline and Michael, what's going on? Jacqueline, what's up, Mark? Good to see you today, Marion. Hey, everybody, welcome to Wednesday. Today, all right. Is anybody excited about next week? Is it just me that you're for next week? Are we ready for the World Summit or what? You know, I have to tell you. So we're going to have a great little training today. We invited today, not only is it our Project Next family that we've been together since Own Your Future every single week, we invited everybody today who has a ticket to the World Summit. So could you please say hi in the chat to those that might be just popping in and got a ticket and say, what is all this, right? Here's what I know. I don't believe there could be a better time in history. Yes, our Project Next family, we've been together for, God, since Own Your Future. Think of the Own Your Future journey. And then week after week, building the momentum, knocking down the barriers, gaining capabilities, going at your own speed, right? This is a culture of progress, not comparison. Write that down. This is a culture of progress, not comparison. Listen, I just got a report today. I've never seen so much success in my life in a group. That we've had over the last 8-9 weeks. It's unbelievable. But use that success, I say this every week, as your inspiration, as your 4-minute mile, the Roger Bannister 4-minute mile. See what's possible. Today, I'm gonna talk to a few people today that are just got involved in Project Next and part of this and already have transformation. Know that that is your inspiration, not your demotivation, because our inner self sometimes goes, oh yeah, but look what Paul's doing, man. He's crushing it. I could never do. I don't have the support of my husband. My wife doesn't think this is cool. I don't have the time. No. All of us have our crap. And the more we see the social proof, the more we lock arms. Listen, so everybody wants another level. Everybody wants to tap into their full potential. Who in here wants to make more money? Let's just say it like it is. And who wants to do really good things with that money? And who wants to impact more people? Who is called to serve? Who knows that you have a whole nother level? Like you're a 5-speed car and you've been running in 3 speeds way too long. Dr. Phoenix, right? Time to go to 5th gear, right? Like when you feel that, that's why you're here. And I want to tell you, that's what's so amazing about us being together weekly. The Self-Education Revolution group, where we're there every single Monday. All of you are invited to that. All of you should be there. These trainings, we're going to do another training tomorrow and the next day, quick ones, just to prep you for it. But the World Summit, this is where, you know, I want to make sure everybody here is in this right space. I want you to think about this. When you go to an event like that, and I shared a little bit of this Monday in my training in the Self-Education Revolution, which is usually 10, 15 minutes. But events like this, hands down, have been the biggest game changers of my life. Going to events, enrolling in workshops, going to masterminds. I've legit spent over $1 million being a part of or holding masterminds and workshops and courses and trainings. It's been my ultimate unfair advantage. I'm not just aligning with Tony to teach it. This is how we live. When Tony wants to take his health to another level, he doesn't try to figure it out on his own. He looks for someone who's willing to share what they found out. We do this nonstop, right? So the cool part about locking arms and being together and coming to an event like this is I want all of you, and I'd suggest you do this before next Friday. All of you should write down what you want to get from this event. What do you want to get from this event? Where is there a little bit of a gap in your next level of evolution? Is there a little gap in mindset? Is there a little gap in your narrowing in your dot? Is there a little gap on your marketing, your launching, getting it up on Mastermind the right way, your confidence to teach it? Whatever it is you want, you should write it down because it will be there for you. This is stuff we've really been doing for 60 years. Tony's been doing live events for 40. I've been doing them for 20 plus years. We know how to put events together. And I promise you, wherever that gap is for you, like I know my dot, my confidence is high, my mindset, I'm freaking solid right now. No one's stopping me. But I'm a little concerned on that traffic driving thing. It'll be there for you, right? If we project what we want, it's going to show up for us. But here's the biggest thing. Maybe this is my revelation. Events like this not only give you what you want, they also will deliver you what you actually need if you're open to it. I don't think I've ever been to an event in my life. I mean, think about this. Think of those of you who came to Own Your Future. You might have come for one reason. You came for one reason. You come to maybe the weekly trainings or Monday. Who came for something they wanted but actually got other things that they needed from the trainings we've done so far? Could be Own Your Future, could be weekly. Loud, thank you for sharing that. I see the number one. That's what I want you to be prepared for this event. Come to get what you want, but know that what you need will probably show up if you're open to it. And our lineup is insane. Tony and I have been talking back and forth almost every night, dialing in day one, dialing in day two, dialing in day three. And I'm going to ask you, like, really commit to this. I know some of you cut the check to come to this event ages ago. A year ago. Some of you, it's a part of Project Next. Sometimes when you don't pay 2 days before, like you pay for a ride, you pay for it, you're on that ride, you're going to enjoy it. But if you paid for the ride 6-8 weeks ago or 6 months ago, you might go, I might go on the ride, maybe I won't. Listen, these are rare events where you can get Tony and myself and all the people that are coming. I'm going to encourage you to just know that your next level lives on the other side of pieces like this. This event is not the end of our journey together. This event is the beginning of that next level version of you, because what I want you to see through this event, and I know I'm just rambling here because I'm so excited. We've been working so hard. Literally my whole focus for the last 5 weeks has been prepping and preparing, and I'm meeting with each of the speakers to line in what they're teaching and the through line, and to put. We are literally, I think we're sold out right now. I don't think we have another ticket, another seat. Our goal was 18,000 people this year. We are like at 18,400 people at this very moment signed up and registered for the event. It just shows you what's possible, guys. From 155 plus countries, from over 4,500 different niches, all coming together to gain next level capabilities. And what we want out of this event, what I want for you, is if you haven't even done your first deal yet, that's okay. If you're still thinking, like, I just need to move forward, it's okay. And if you're crushing it, I have people right in here that are doing 6 figures a month. Holy shit, like, lack of a better word. Oh my God, right? All coming, but know that the way this event is designed, it's designed for right where you are. I promise you, wherever you are, you'd be like, I'm so glad I'm here, because you're going to see where your future is going. You're going to see what's possible while simultaneously not feeling like you're left behind. You're not left behind. You're a part of this. You're learning capabilities, right? There's no fast track. We talk about it every week. There's no magical money machines. We have to go through this journey. You can't go from 1st grade to 12th grade, right? And think about this. My last piece here. So many of you, about 80% of you from Project Next, the rest of you are getting more capabilities and all the pieces you need to be prepared. Just think about this. We're going through the steps, right? It's like not 1st grade to 12th grade. That never works. If you've ever tried it, you fail at 12th grade because you weren't prepped, right? Each one of these pieces are roadblocks, or building blocks, I should say, to your next level. So day one, we're gonna go deep on irresistible offer, creating your first or next irresistible offer. Day 2, we're going to go in marketing and traffic and how to drive people in. Day 3 is sales and persuasion. We got Chalene Johnson and Glow Atanmo and so many incredible guests, but they're all part of the journey. last thing I'm going to say before I kind of get to what we're going to talk about today is, I share this all the time, but we have some new members here today, is when you attend this event, when you get an email from us, when you see what the pages look like, when you see, I want you to remember this line, the through line of this event. There's going to be a through line. Have you ever been to an event? I used to conduct events like this 15 years ago, where you just brought in, where there was amazing speakers, but there was no congruency. Do you ever see an event where there's like a great name and they talk about this thing and you're excited, but then they go over here and you're like, oh, maybe I should do that? And then the next speaker, you're like, oh, I'm motivated. And then the next one's like, oh, it's more tactical. And all of a sudden you get like done with the event and you're like, all these were great speakers, but what do I do next? Anybody ever feel that way? Like, I'm really impressed, but what the hell do I do for me? Amy, you've been there. Colette, right? Hannah. So know that what I want you to see is the through line that's going through the entire event, that's going to build on top of each other, to slowly chip away at that gap of where you are to where you want to be, right? So the two things that I always share with you guys you should be doing is learning from us. We're in the same business. We started the same place you started. But simultaneously, you should be modeling at any size. If you're going to do a 3-day free challenge in a Facebook group, can you model some of the through line and things we do? Of course you can. It's all the same. It's like an accordion. And if you guys are in Project Next, I always say this is the framework, but it's an accordion. 40 people in a Facebook group, 4,000 people on a Zoom. It's the same concept. So I want you to be aware of those pieces as we go through this and see how we put people in the right place, building upon the 3 days, right? So really, congruency, great word. Is that Harumi? Great, it's congruency. So couple of things I want to bring up for you before we get into what I want to share today. On your way here today, if you're watching either in Zoom or watching on YouTube, you came through the event portal, okay? That is the same portal, but it'll be a little more fancy schmancy, that you will be coming through for the live event. And you have to come through that. So here's what you should know is, starting Tuesday of next week, the team will be sending you emails to register for the event. And make sure you do that, because you'll register, you'll get into your portal, your back office, and everything you need to know, everything you see, all the bonuses we'll be having, if there's worksheets, all of that will be in your portal. And it's pretty much click a button and follow the instructions, right? So don't sweat it, but just be on the lookout for that next week. So you'll have, it's just a little more sophisticated than just going on a Zoom call. We want this interactive experience. Tony and I have obsessed on this. We've spent insane amounts of money to make this so real in your living room, be a part of it, and have everything at your fingertips. So as you go, though, also in there, you'll see a headline when you get there called the World Summit Must Knows. Okay, that'll be in your portal. And some of the things that you'll see. First off, I want you to know, tomorrow and the next day, Thursday and Friday, around the same time, 11 o'clock, in the Facebook group, the Self-Education Revolution group, we'll be doing some quick trainings tomorrow and the next day, kind of pre-event prep, pre-event mindset, get you in the right space to rock and roll, kind of what we're doing today, but just not as long, right? I'm not going to do this Wednesday training next week because I'm going to be preparing. So we got today, you got tomorrow and Friday. I'll be popping in the Facebook group, probably on and off all next week. So hop in there and check out. Make sure you see me. I'll share what's going on, what's exciting as we build closer to the event. But know that your portal is going to have everything. So that's the first thing. So tomorrow and the next day, if you can catch it live, great. If not, know that there's going to be some great content in there. They're going to be in the Facebook group. Next Tuesday, the actual event registration opens. You'll get an email. They'll probably send an email. If God forbid you miss it, they'll send a second one or a text. And just to show that you're registered, ready to go, and you got all your pieces. There's even instructions how to use it all, so there's no problems. Also, there'll be a link in there if any of you want to join the Telegram channel. We did this last year. It was really cool. We got a Telegram. It's like a big chat app. I never used Telegram before until last year, and it was killer. So if you want to kind of see backstage, get private, it's cool. The team runs it. I have it. I get to see all the Telegram messages on my phone. If you want, that's in there as well. Join it. It gives you extra bonuses and cool stuff. Not really bonuses, just extra access. And that's it. There's some cool things going on in there. And I would say, make sure you register. Make sure to ask any questions you have. So when it comes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it is just smooth sailing for you. And again, what you put into this is what you'll get out of it. If you say, I'm going to dabble, pop in and out, that's one thing. But knowing this is cumulative, know that they all go together, know that it's a build, know that it's designed to take you from where you are to go to that next level, to see that this is the theme of the event. You ready? This is not about selling a digital product anymore. It's about you being in the digital product selling business, right? I want all of you. We've had more success than I've ever seen. I can't believe the amount of people who've got their first sale. It is unbelievable. And 5th sale, and 10th sale, and 30th sale. But it's about, how do you ramp this up? How do you take this and be a part of that wave? Listen, can we just say that the world is not going to go back to the way it was? And virtual and training and online education, this is where the world is going. This is where my kids will learn. This is where your children and grandchildren will learn. And this is the time to be ahead of it. This is not, you didn't miss it. You're not even close to missing it. This is the wave. But now is the time to engage. Don't look back in 5 years and go, I was going to do that. Maybe I should now. 5 years from now, there'll be a lot more people in this. And now is your time to make your stand. And watching what's going on is just absolutely amazing. So play full out. Come and take notes. Try to get the babysitter. Take off work, do whatever you can to be there, play full out with us, especially, Tony. Tony could say he's coming on for an hour and then go 3, right? He starts doing freaking, Peter, you're shaking your head. Tone, like literally he could come on and say, Peter, you got one question for me? And an hour and a half later, he gets done like changing Peter's entire life, and it changes all our lives at the same time, right? You don't know when that's going to happen. Barbara, I see you laughing. That's the way it goes. And he is completely fired up. Listen, being a new dad, Tony is on a whole nother level. I told him it was coming. He had, his children are older. Now he's got a little baby at home. We're all going to be together at dinner next week, but can't wait for our little, I have a 16-month-old, right? So can't wait for them to be together. But Tony's on a whole nother level. That feeling of, he's got a little girl that's already completely stole his heart, like gone. He doesn't even own it anymore. And he is on fire, and he's in this place of service on a whole nother level. And we get to, literally we get on the phone sometimes and we talk about babies. Like we've been talking about business for a decade. Now we get on the phone, it's like, oh my God, she did this. Oh, let me show you this picture. Like if you saw the pictures we've been sending each other, you would laugh at us. It's about our babies and, tickling them. But what it's also done is taken a man who's got such depth and breadth and an obsession to change your life, and literally took him to even a higher level of empathy, passion, desire. Like he is going to light it up. So my whole thing is, this is a really special event. It's officially sold out. I don't think we could sell another ticket. We had, just the way we're doing the technology, we get to a certain point, we can't put any more people in. So you got this seat. And I bet you by the time the event goes live in a week from now, there'll be at least 1,000 people that wish they could come. And you got that seat. Please remember that and show up and play full out and light it up for all the speakers, because they're there to serve. Okay, so I thought about it today. What would be a great thing? We've been teaching a lot of fun tactical stuff and anchoring in the understanding your dot, who's your ideal client, how to find the people. We had Rachel Miller come, we had Jenna Kutcher come, we had Shalene Johnson, just really empowering. We did some amazing hot seats and busted people's thoughts on how they should do it. We helped design pages on another level. We're going to do all that and more at the live event, right? But today, I thought about all week. I'm like, what would be the best thing we could do a week or so before we go live into World Summit? And I literally thought, what is the thing that would stop you more than anything else? What's the thing that, if you come and have the opportunity to gain more capabilities, stay engaged, keep going, make this real, not just sell a course, but be in the course business, what could stop you? And there's a lot of things. Did I define my dot? Do I know which one to teach, right? Faith, you got it. You're already sharing it. You're pointing right to it, right? What's the thing that could blow this up for us? Faith, put it in the chat, right? Is our thoughts, our beliefs, our story, feeling like an imposter. I'm too old for this. I'm too young for this. My husband doesn't believe me. It's not the right time, right? Look at self-doubt, mindset, ego, momentum, right? Put it in the chat, guys, all of you. Why bother? Inner imposter, right? It's your thoughts. Before I even said anything. And what I thought today would be great is to spend a half hour or so and really help you show up ready to go to this next level. Because if I look back in my life, the thing that crippled me at sometimes, the things that made me miss opportunities, and the things where I was a millimeter away from giving up, I would disguise it with, well, I didn't have the right tactics. I didn't know the best way to sell it. I didn't know the best headline. BS. I'm sorry. I'm calling BS on myself. It was because my beliefs were in the wrong place. I questioned the wrong things. I hesitated. I didn't have the confidence to move forward. I didn't take courageous action. Or if I didn't, I wouldn't be here serving you today and we sell out with 18,000 people at this event, right? If I just, there was all these little shifts. So I thought today would be great to go through that again. And I know if you follow Tony or follow me and you went through module 1, you have a lot of this stuff. But again, I always say, how often do you have to go to the gym? Every day. You want to speak in a different language. How often do you have to speak it? All the time, or you forget it, right? So I really thought, why don't we go into this event with just a belief of empowerment, limitless beliefs rather than limited. I want to tell you, I always share with you what's going on in my life right now, and I want to get to a little process that we'll do here really quick. But I want to tell you, yesterday, I spent a little time with my daughter, just her and I talking, because today is my daughter, right now, this very minute, is in her first day of high school, right? And not only is she in her first day of high school, she started 9th grade today. Very proud of her. Could you pull a picture? I'm going to show you. This is the picture of my little girl this morning on her way to school. So she's not my little girl anymore. She's my big girl. So that was her this morning. And I want to tell you, you can pull that down. Talk about freaked out. She has been in a Christian school since kindergarten with 36 kids in her class. And 20 of the 36, 21, are girls. And she's been friends with them since kindergarten, right? So 36 kids. And I felt so safe. I love this school. Amazing. I gave her the choice of any high school she wanted to go to. She plays softball and she's a pitcher. She says, I want to go to Arcadia High School because that high school has a great softball team and the coach is amazing and they really take it serious. So she's going from this 36 kids in her entire class into a high school starting today where there's 600 kids in her class. And that's what she started today. So if you're a dad, if you happen to have a daughter, I know all moms feel the same, but Wayne, I see you shaking your head. My angel is going to a class today with 2,000 students. She's nervous. I'm ready to throw up, right? She's the same height as me. She went from like a year ago being here to she's the same height as me, and she's going to class. And yesterday, I grab her and I said, let's go to Starbucks. So I know she's a nervous wreck. She doesn't know anybody. She's going to a new high school, freaked out. So I'm sharing this because I sit down and I said, what's up? And she's telling me, I said, why are you so stressed, hon? And it's okay. I said, I went to a new high school. I totally get it. I am not saying, be strong, you got this. You are, but I want to hear. So I was just listening. And she said, I said, what could happen? She's like, oh my God, Dad, what if I don't fit in? And I am a little naive. I've been secluded in this little school. I've had the same friends since kindergarten. And I'm like, tell me some of the things. And she told me her beliefs of what could happen. And truly, as she was telling me some of them, it was like, oh my God, she watched, these Netflix things with teenage stories. It was like she was picturing, I believe, things that she saw on TV of what could go wrong, the mean girls, somebody being not bring her in, or somebody that, like all these things. And it just showed me that how our brains are so designed, right? This is my daughter. She's had to listen to preaching from me every day of her life since she was born, literally. And she's worried because her beliefs, her story is all the crap that could go wrong. There's going to be mean girls. She'll meet nobody new. She might feel awkward. What if I'm dressed weird? What if I don't fit in? All of these beliefs. And then I just took a minute. I listened. I didn't want to be, all right, babe, let me tell you how to overcome this, right? I didn't want to be that dad. I wanted to be the guy that's just listening, right? So all I did in a subtle way is I said, babe, what is the worst thing that could happen? And we started going down that road. And then I said, what if you had a different belief? What if that you taken on day one, knowing that God, my daughter has faith. I said, believe that God designed this for you. So at the end of the day, you could feel so amazing that you face the fear. You're worried about walking in that door. I get it. And we just went through this process that I want to go with you. That I'm going to go through with you today. And I shared, what is you being scared to walk in a room? Remember, almost you missed this one thing. It was an event that she was almost backed out of, and she had the time of her life. So I started reminding her of the past beliefs that held her back and the past beliefs that empowered her. I started to remind her of how she felt when she got through difficult times, like the time we went ziplining. She was crying, said no way. When she got done, she was cheering, had her arms up in the air. And I said, what if today, if your belief was today could be the greatest memory you've ever had, when you're 40 years old, you could talk about your first day of high school. And we went through this process, and she went from anxious, like feeling like she has anxiety, and nervous, just the flip of a switch. And she's like, oh my God, I can't wait for tomorrow. She called me this morning. She's with her mom today. So she called me this morning. She sent me that picture. She's like, Dad, I'm so excited. This is going to be a day I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. This is going to be, I'm going to grow from this, Dad. Like literally, she said this to me. I'm almost in tears. Well, simultaneously, I'm thinking the old guns that my grandfather left me, the first boy that comes to my house, I'm going to be happy to cleaning those guns when they come over. I'm just going to be polishing like, oh, hi, pleasure to meet you. You want to sit down? Would you hold this bullet? I'm thinking of all this shit's going through my head, and my daughter's telling me how empowered she feels, and she can't wait for it. Now, for those of you who haven't been with me for the last 10 weeks, this is kind of like family, so I'm just sharing with you family stuff. But I want to tell you, what was different with my daughter between yesterday and today? Is it the same school? Is there still 2,000 people? Is she still scared to death? Does she not have a lot of friends yet? All that stuff's the same. The only thing that changed is I know how to get in my daughter's head. I hope so by now at 14 years old. I've kind of known her since she was born, right? Want to hear a cool part? She was born on my birthday, naturally. How cool is that? Talk about a birthday gift. We share the same birthday. But, right, thank you, Annie. All I did was shift her beliefs, and she went from, I don't know if I want to go tomorrow, to, holy shit, this is going to be amazing, right? And that's what I believe we all need to do on a regular basis, because I don't think we see our mind. Deneen, if I said your name, Deneen, I hope I said that right, Bennett. Like, I don't think we see when our beliefs slip in the wrong direction, because I think they happen in tiny little shifts. I know my daughter 5 months ago was totally ecstatic to go to this school and play softball and hopefully pitch, and she's been practicing extra. There was none of that, but slowly over the last 5 months, little things. She watches a movie. It's like, oh, there's Mean Girls. That goes in. Then this goes in. And then a friend to her says, oh, my God, you're going to Arcadia? Why aren't you going to private school? Why are you going to a public school? Can't your dad put you in a private school? And like all these things cumulatively built. And about a week ago, she started having anxiety at night. She wasn't sleeping. I didn't even know. She was keeping it from me. She was so nervous. And I don't think you see that stuff coming, right? Like if you guys were a part of Own Your Future, or you got the ticket, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I am doing this. I have something to share, or I'm going to be the reporter. I could do a workshop, or no, I'm going to do one-on-one coaching. No, I'm going to build a course in Mastermind, and I'm only going to sell for $47, or I'm going to sell for $9.97. And you're thinking about it, and you're feeling it, and you don't even think about all the crap or what could go wrong, or that your husband might not support you, or your wife thinks you're crazy. You don't think about that, and you start getting momentum, and you're creative, and you're grabbing your kids' crayons, and you're writing out your logo on their paper, and you're keeping it, and everything's good. And then you don't realize, Paige, I see you laughing, right? Then you don't realize, you watch the news one night and you're like, oh my God, this world is screwed up. And then your husband says to you, hey, hon, what are you doing there? You're gonna sell a course? Oh, that's different, right? Or a friend says something like that. And then all of a sudden, you don't realize, like my daughter, that you're 3 months in, 6 months in, and you're like, this will never work for me. Who the hell did I think that I could sell a course? I don't even know technology. I mean, who would listen to me? I'm not a doctor. I've never saved anyone before, right? We talked about that last week's training on, like, I made up a thing about selling a relationship program. We start looking through this lens like my daughter was yesterday before I talked to her, and we got to bring ourselves back up to know that that's BS. there would be no innovation, there would be no creation, there would be no evolution, there would be no inventions, there would be no impact. This knowledge industry, fueled by regular people just like you and me, would not exist if we listen to that voice that tells you you're an imposter, you're not good enough, you don't speak the language good enough, you don't know enough, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough time, you're not old enough, you live in the wrong area, you don't understand technology. Excuse my language, bullshit. That is the story, that is the belief that if we stick with, I believe at the end of our lives, we'll look back and go, shit, I missed it. I missed it. I was meant for more. I missed it. Right? So if you wonder why I've been with you since Own Your Future, so many of you, not all of you, so glad, welcome to the family. You're going to be blown away at the event. But so many of you, I've been with you on this journey because I'm at this phase in my life that I know what's possible for you. I've seen too much success. Tony has seen too much success. And the only way the success doesn't happen if we get in here and don't continue forward. Will you hit stumbling blocks? Hell yes. Will things go wrong? Absolutely. Will you do a video you think's going to go viral and nobody watches it? Yes. Been there, done that. But it's all part of the journey. You're still going to have to deal with life. If you said today, screw this, I'm not being a part of this industry, I'm going back to what I know. Is that really what you want? Seriously, would you be here? Annie, I see you shaking your head. Louisa, Luis, Angela, no, you would. And let me just tell you, if you retreat from this, if you hit that one barrier, that one extra thing that makes you go, this isn't for you, and you go, screw it, I should be happy with what I have. I should be blessed. Hell yes, you should be blessed. We're here. But it doesn't mean you should be content with where you are. You should be disturbed if you're not growing. Disturbed with inaction, right? Because here's what I know. If you're here, if you raised your hand just to get a ticket, you're a part of Mastermind.com, Project Next, KBB, you're a part of our family, you're coming to the World Summit, I promise you, if not this, in 6 months from now, you'll be online going, what can I do? What can I find? What could serve me? What could allow me to make more money, impact more lives, feel like I'm doing what God made me to do? Like, it's coming. So what I'm going to suggest, you're here. You have a ticket to the hottest seat in town. You're learning from two guys that kind of been doing this for 63 years combined. You got amazing people coming. Our whole event is designed to rock your world. You might as well play full out and go all in. You might as well say, I'm burning the boats. I don't care where I'm at. Yeah, I'm a little behind. I should be further ahead. Who cares? Have you ever been late before? I have. I've procrastinated. I've ignored things. But this is just a wake-up call to say, let's not let this screw up who we can be and what we can do. And I want you to think about this. Who in here, I've asked this question before. It's not a trick question. It's just something I want to remind myself all the time of. Who in here in the past thought of an idea, an invention, had something you wanted to do, wanted to evolve, wanted to do your own thing, wanted to grow, fix the relationship, start the company, scale the company. You wanted to, and right before you pulled the trigger, you got in here. There was a belief or a story, and you hesitated. Raise your hand or say me before, right? We all have. Here's the cool part. You know your enemy. You know the story. You know that it's coming. I wrote something down. It's like, I wrote this down. I have no idea where this comes from, some of the stuff. It's like Christmas time. You know your drunk uncle's coming over. And you know if he gets drunk, he's going to screw up the whole thing. So in advance, you take the vodka, you water it down, you make it 3/4 water, you put a splash of vodka in it, and you serve him water shots all night. Like, you know your crazy uncle's coming. You might as well be prepared, not surprised, and go, I can't believe crazy. Mine was Crazy Uncle Patsy. His name was Pasquale Fanizzi. Could you be any more Italian than Pasquale Fanizzi? He used to come, greatest guy in the world, would get drunk, fight with his girlfriend every single time. And I'm talking when he's 60 years old, like literally, but was the most fun, amazing guy until he had a drink, right? If you know he's coming and he's going to drink and disrupt your party, shouldn't you do a little preparation in advance? Can we agree there? So if we can agree that a story or a belief has already cost you things, has already cost you moving forward, cost the next level relationship, next level income, next level impact, You know your crazy uncle's coming when you're at the event deciding, I'm going all in, I'm doing this. Your crazy uncle's going to show up and go, no, we can't. We're too old. We're an imposter. Nobody's going to listen to us. Come on, Eric, do you think you could actually do this? Come on, it's not for you, right? Like, you know it's coming. So what I do, I'm just sharing, this is my life. What I do is I know the crazy bastard's coming. I know the inner self-doubt is coming. And I'm prepared for it. Listen, let me ask you this. I asked you if that story, a belief, has already cost you too much. That sucks. It's a little painful, right? But you're here, and you're with an amazing family, gaining real capabilities in a real industry, not some magic money machine. The real deal at a time when it's exponentially growing from people who've been doing it for 60 years, and we're still at the front of the pack, right? So you're doing that. But I want to ask you something. As much as it sucks on what you missed out in the past, how much would it suck if 5 years from now that story cost you the next 5? How bad would it feel if it cost you another 10 years? And could you imagine God, whoever you believe, your maker, your creator, you get to sit with him. I talk about this all the time at the end of your life, and they say, Sarah, right? Peter, Michelle, Jerry, Kathleen. Why didn't you go for it? You had limitless potential. You were called to serve. Why didn't you go for it? Could you imagine if you told that story to your maker? Well, I was gonna, but my wife just didn't believe in what I was doing, or it just wasn't the right time, or I feel like an imposter, or I had dyslexia, or who would listen to me? Like, it would seem so, like you're gonna pivot or leave your life just the way it is for a belief, a story. Listen, when I look under the hood of every successful student of ours that we've ever met, or every business human, man, woman that I've met that's been successful, none of them are free from that imposter, that story, that belief telling them we can't do this, we're not smart enough, we're not fast enough, it won't work for us. Everybody has it. You know who wins? Those that see him coming. Those that know the foe that lives inside all of us. Those that know the subconscious is there to protect us, and it's doing the best we can, right? But there's no lion chasing us anymore, right? This is us. So I wanted to take just a few minutes here today and just say, do whatever it takes. Explore the stories that have cost you too much before you show up next Thursday. And say, I am not letting you be in control of me anymore. Right? If you've ever read any of the stuff I do, I named both of them. I said we have an inner villain, we have an inner hero. You can call it anything you want. We have inner self-doubt, we have inner empowerment, we have limiting beliefs, and we have limitless beliefs. So you can call it whatever you want, right? But we have both living inside of us. What I'm going to encourage you to do is find that woman inside of you, that man inside of you that got you here in the first place, that can do anything you put your mind to. Scared? Of course. Courageous? Must you be courageous? Absolutely. It lives in all of you. Lynette, you know that courageous woman lives inside of you. Empower her, invoke her, have her show up to this live event. Have her show up ready to move forward because, listen, I just know a million times I was an inch away from going left or right. And my brain has always told me to go left. Be safe. You should be happy. Life is good enough. And I would have missed out with being with you great folks here today. I'd miss out being partners with Tony Robbins, being married to the love of my life, and feel like God blesses me every single day of my life. And I just want you to know that I tormented myself. I had to let go of certain friends. I had sleepless nights about decisions where I felt literally, I'd love to say that all these years of personal growth, being best friends with Tony, doing all these things, I'd love to say that I never questioned myself anymore, that I'm always empowered. I feel like I'm in charge. It's not true. That calling is hard, but here's what I know. That calling to go back to what's safe, to not go new, to not innovate, to not try something new, to be afraid to fail. Shit, you're great at what you do. Now you're going to start this whole new thing where you might look stupid for 5 minutes. Hell that. Just go back and do what you do. If you loved what you were doing, you'd still be doing what you're doing and you wouldn't be here today, right? I just want you to know that I get all these blessings, and they came on the back of the most uncomfortable decisions to go against not even my own intuition or my own inner self-doubt saying we're crazy, but then it's fueled by your friends and family. You're right, it's not the time for that, or that's too busy of an industry. Or Samira, how are you going to tap into an industry when there's all these influencers that get it? It's all bullshit. It's all BS. We got to put in the work. We got to stay focused, and we got to catch that thought. So what I'll say, I'm going longer on this than I thought, but here's what I want to say. This next week, as you think about what you want to, what did I tell you? Write down what you want to get out of this summit, and know that the byproduct will be you're also going to get what you need. Write down what you want to be in 6 months from now, a year from now. Future pace yourself. Don't be afraid to dream. Visualize it. Put yourself in that state of what it feels like. And then all week, as you feel like, as somebody in your life, there is absolutely someone in your life that would call you a bit of a dreamer, right? And every time that inner, you're a dreamer, self-doubt, subconscious comes up, I want you to catch it. Like if you're someplace and you're thinking about how great this would be, and then you're like, yeah, but you don't know technology. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What was that belief? Screw that. I'm not letting you be a part of my week. Deneen, you know what I'm saying? Like, audit the thoughts. Marquet, audit your thoughts. Or Mary Kay, audit your thoughts this week. And don't let those in. You could do it for a week. And shift it and go, no. Anything I put my mind to, I've kicked ass on. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to start my own business, the career I'm in. When I decided to do it, nothing stopped me. If I'm deciding to be in the self-education industry, be a knowledge broker, share what I know, impact others, nothing will stop me. I might have to go my path at my time, but nothing's going to stop me. Can you guys, can we do that for a week? Can we commit? Can I see it in the chat? Can we commit that this is our week? Like this is game time, right? We're going to the Olympics here, right? It's time to play full out. Listen, life isn't easy, but it's not going to be easy no matter what. So you might as well go for who you're meant to be, right? At the end of your life, would you rather have consistency and steady and never tried? Or would you have rather even tried to the best of your ability and failed? I would much rather try and fail than stay status quo. But if you try, you gain capabilities from people who've already been there. You stay connected to a family like this. You learn in an industry that's exponentially growing. And you have the asset that lives inside your head. I'm not trying to oversimplify this, but the only thing that trips you up is the story inside your head that tells you you can't. And if you do, you'll be looking for the next best thing in 6 months from now. And I don't know anything where you can serve the world, make impact, and create success like you can here. So, you guys ready for next Thursday or what? You guys ready for this? All right, I want to do this lightning speed. I had a whole bunch of people I wanted to talk to today, but as always, I rambled on for way too long. I just go with my heart. You guys, is it okay? Do I have forgiveness if I went too much in my heart? But I think I'm just going to call one person up. Is Claire Louise Owen with us? Claire! Everybody give it up for Claire.
Hello.
Hi, Claire. How are you?
Oh, I am so pleased to be here, Dean. We've had such technical issues there. But anyway, I'm here. Thank you so much for this.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. You know, listen, I have a stack of people I was going to talk to today. I'm going to save some of you for the World Summit. So know if you're here today to talk. But I want your story and all these stories. So it's amazing. First off, guys, I got to share something. Mark and Lou and Michael and Sam and Antonio, I got to share something with you. Eric, the women are kicking your butt in a big way. Like literally, Talea gave me a stack this big of success today. The first 20 pages were women. So pretty amazing. So men, you better step up your game. But Claire, do you mind if I read a couple of things here? And then I want to ask you a question I think is really important. Claire, her dot is supporting women to stop relying on alcohol to fuel their busy lives. I want to tell you, what an amazing niche and dot, and probably massively huge. You would think that was small. I could think of a time in my life when I did it, and everybody's life. We've all been through that phase where a drink or two is what you need to calm down when really it's not, right? So I love the topic. She was constantly doubting herself in her work, her relationship, and in so many ways, she just knew deep down she needed to change. This game is tough. Until now, it felt like a jigsaw puzzle. You signed up for Project Next. and got service out of the world. Okay, I'm glad you love Project Next. From implementing the knowledge and building on what she has, each mastermind platform has enabled her to make 42 sales for her entry-level program since joining Project Next. Can we give it up for Claire? Or can we give it up for Claire? Okay, so I don't want to paraphrase to go through this. You have so many other things going. You now have over 1,000 people on your email list. You have 3 courses now. I'm so impressed. You have a high-level program. You're working on your value ladder. So because I want to do this kind of short and I want to save some of this for the World Summit, here's what I want to share, Claire. Or I'd love for you to share today. It's obvious you've had success. It's obviously you've been through this journey. When you were going through it, you had no idea that someday you'd be helping women. I guarantee when you're in the middle of it, you're like, I am going through this tough time so I can help others. You don't know. Life gives us shit. And then fortunately for those of us that are here, we get to turn that mess into something that empowers and inspires others. And I'm so proud of you for what you're doing. Seriously, I mean that. If you know anything about me, you know I don't say that lightly, but I'm really proud of what you're doing. And we could talk about your 42 sales plus other sales, and 100 women joined your last, like so many incredible things. But what I want to, if we stick with the topic of today, when you were a part of the Own Your Future Challenge, you got in Project Next, or even before that or after that, is what I'm sharing today, did it resonate with you at all? Did you have self-doubt? Was there a belief? Was there a story? Was there something that you had to overcome to just keep pushing forward?
Oh, absolutely. Every day, even now, 100%. And it's just been such a blessing to have not just the community, but also somewhere just where I know that people have got the same challenges and the same like dreams and goals, and it's just about not giving up, and not everyone understands that, and you're going to have hard days, we all have them, but all the tools are there, they're all there. It's just turning up and keep looking backwards and thinking, look how far I've come. It's huge. Honestly, before lockdown, this dream was a workbook. And I thought once I had been a success with this workbook, then I would send it away to London and someone would create this program for me online. And here I am. I'm a mom of 2 wannabe YouTubers, and I'm creating this. It's just like, it gives me goosebumps. It's just huge. And I mean, the 42 sales, even that hasn't changed my life, but think about the ripple effect that that's had on their lives. And it's not about the pennies really at this stage. It's really not. It's about me growing as a person. That's what it's about. Once I started seeing it like that, with your help and the help of Project Next, it's just changed everything for me, absolutely everything. And I agree, this is just the beginning of the journey, and it's about building the machine, not just the course. It's the machine that puts it all together. And you know, when somebody signs up for the first program, it's keeping them in touch with them, and that's what they're paying for. They're paying for that. It's not just the program itself. And I'm just learning that now as I'm sitting here, you know what I mean? It's just constant learning. It's really good, really, really good.
Oh, Claire, the smiles in the chat are lighting up because so many people see themselves in you. You took that uncomfortable action. And so there's a couple of things I want to ask you. If you're having, what's one thing that you use if you're having a tough day or a day where you question yourself? It's like, okay, I got 42 sales, but how do I get to 142 and 1,042? How do I impact women all over the world with this? If you have a day where like, maybe that won't work for me, or I don't, the day where you question yourself, what's a little thing that you do? I know you mentioned looking backwards. I love that. I do that every day that I feel that way. But is there something else you could share that keeps you moving forward?
And I share this regularly. I love it. And I don't even know if it was in this Project Next or where I got it. It was definitely Tony Robbins. And it was what you're pointing at. And I use this with my clients. It's lovely. And just to say, what are you pointing at? No, sorry, how are you feeling first? What are you pointing at? What does it mean? Who else is important and what would they think about it? Because sometimes you can get so wrapped up in your own mess, you know, that you're not in a hurry. It's all right, there's time. And then what small thing can you do today? And sometimes that is having a day off and taking some time off with the kids, and just like, that's when all the creativity downloads and you start seeing it for what it really is and not this technical spaghetti on the floor.
Oh, what a great explanation of technical spaghetti, right? But here's the truth, right? When we're in a place of allowing ourselves to have fear, doubt, old beliefs, it looks like technical spaghetti, right? It's like, oh, how can I do this? And I have to build the site and I have to headline and then I got to train it and it looks like so much, even though we do a million things each day. But then when you get in your heart and you go, I'm here to serve. Why am I doing this? Who am I doing it for? Right? When you start going through the 5 questions, what are you pointing at? All of a sudden that technical spaghetti clears up and you go, oh, today I'm just going to work on this piece, or today I'm going to take a day off. Do you see that? Right? When we get this right, the clarity, like the swimming lane appears.
Yeah, and I think it's always about reflecting back. I know what's been brilliant for me is the culture that you encourage us to take what we've learned, and it doesn't feel like we're ripping you off, you know, because by the time we put our spin on it, it's completely different, isn't it? It's a different audience, it's a different passion, it comes from a different place. And I love that, and I love how everything I'm learning from you is relatable for my clients. You know, I can turn that around and give it straight to them, and they get it. It's like little tools that they can take away. It's life coaching, and I've watched Tony for years, and I'm new to your audience, and you're just like, well, I just feel like you're the male version of me, really. It's crazy. You know, I've had all my worry was about the copy, about writing, because I didn't think that I had that in me. And it's been about me recognizing all these little stumbling blocks that I'm coming up against and being okay with unpicking it and learning how to do it. And the money hasn't been there. I thought by now I would have money to pay all these people in London. I don't know why I keep saying London, but I keep thinking that all these clever people would do it. And by the time I've started learning, I can do it myself. That's the brilliant thing. I can
So
do it.
awesome.
I can do it myself.
So good. And okay, so here's what I want to share. I want to allow people to look through your vision here for a moment, Claire. I want to ask you a question. Before you launched your course, before you had 42 sales and all this other great stuff that happened, did you question yourself that was this good enough and would people like it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
And
know
I mean,
that's everybody's going to do that. So you hear this? She didn't launch when she thought everything was perfect. Her confidence was through the roof. She probably hit like launch and was like, oh my God, is this going to work, right?
That's exactly what happened. Exactly, Dean. And it's only now that I can go back and I can, you know, rehash that content and make it into audio, and I'm getting all these ideas.
Exactly. You took away my next piece. Is now that you launched it, though, Claire, I'm sure you're going, oh, I should add a little bit more to the front. Oh, that back end thing, I could tweak that. Oh, I don't think people that one part is good but not great, and you can just adjust and tweak, and that's how we evolve and grow.
If I paid somebody else to do it, I would have to pay them to do it again. And so now it's better that I've got that ownership. And you know, when I'm selling 42 courses a day, I'll pay someone else to do it. But for now, it feels so empowering. Forget about that. I've learned how to do it. I've learned how to do it. You know what I mean? I feel like amazing.
And Claire, the other part you're going to see, right? And you already have, because I have a whole big page on you, is that as you bring people in, everybody listen, as Claire brings people in, as you bring people in, Pam and Melissa and Jim, you're going to realize, oh my God, I serve them. They loved what I do. And a percentage of those people are going to say what? Claire, what's next? Can I get more time of yours? Can I be in a smaller mastermind with you? Can I do one-on-one with you? That's the next evolution. Not because you're trying to, you serve them at the level of each level, but some people are going to want to say, I want more. And that's going to give you more ideas like, okay, how can I serve these people on a higher level? And when we look through that lens of service, how do I serve them with an amazing course? How do I serve them with a workshop? How do I serve them with group coaching? How do I serve them with one-on-one coaching? How do I get wherever people are, how do I take them where they want to be? I'm sure your mind right now is thinking, what are all the next pieces, right?
Absolutely. It's just endless, the ideas. And what I love about it is that I can choose. It's up to me. It's what lights me up, because that's going to be the best thing for me to teach, the thing that I love the most, isn't it? So I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to just follow that golden thread or whatever and think, right, what's next for me?
Well, listen, Claire, thank you for coming on here for the last 10 minutes or so and really helping us all. You know, I was talking about it, and then you embody everything I've shared. From wanting to do this, not sure where, how, what. You took uncomfortable action. You moved forward even though you didn't think it was perfect. You moved forward even though you were scared. And you changed your belief. You have a 5-step ritual. You guys can all watch the replay of this. So if you want those 5 steps, you go back. You have a 5-step ritual. Find what gets you back in a place where you know that you're meant to serve, that you're called for more, that you can do this. You have the blueprint. You have access. You have the weekly trainings. You're coming to the World Summit, for God's sakes. We have the opportunity to keep working together. All these great things are there. It's just today was all about making sure you stay in the right mindset and get rid of those beliefs that have already cost you too much and focus on the man or woman you were meant to be. Can we all give it up for Claire? Thank you, Claire. All right, guys. So we are a week and 2 days away from the World Summit. So we kind of lost everybody here, Mike. I don't know if they're still there. Oh, there we go. I like seeing all your faces, right? So really think about today. If you got to rewatch today or if you're watching the replay, it was great to have you here. You have access to capabilities. You are a part of a family that all cares. You're part of an industry that's exponentially growing. So what I love to say is if not you now, then who? If not this industry now, then when, right? Figure out and dig into that uncle that could show up and sabotage who you're meant to be. That limiting belief. I know, Patrick, we all have it, right? That limiting belief that'll say, I'm on the 1-yard line, but I'm going to retreat back. That's already cost you too much. Look for that crazy uncle all week, and when it shows up, push it down so we could show up at the event and you have limitless expectations for yourself, that you're disturbed if you stay where you are. If you let fear stop you, you know where that'll lead. Rather, show up ready to learn. Know that we're here to serve you. Know we've been obsessing about this 3 days. Know that this is not the end, but the beginning of the next level. You look out for our emails. We'll have a couple quick trainings tomorrow and the following day. You'll have a back office. We really got this live event thing, this virtual live event dialed like no one else. This is going to be an experience of a lifetime. I know this has been fun every week. It's a whole nother level when we do these 3 days. Make the arrangements, get the babysitter, take off work, try to be like, don't just pop in once in a while. Stay a part of the whole thing. It's cumulative. We've worked our tail off for you guys. I appreciate you so much. Go inside the Self-Education Revolution group, inspire each other, keep each other on point, get an accountability partner, do whatever it takes. We'll be in there. I'll pop in there from now until the event. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are like family. Thanks for letting me share my heart, and we'll see you in a week and 2 days. Bye, guys.